what hackerspaces are, what they can offer you, and why it would be cool for you, and I mean you, to start one if there isn't one in your town, or if there isn't one with your culture in your town. And it can be a big city, a small town, it doesn't matter. You can start a hackerspace. That is exactly how it happens. So we need community, we need to express ourselves making things. Hackerspaces bring it all together 24/7, all of your life. So go out there and do it.
35 to 40 members, and that's because of my experience. Beyond 35 to 40 members, I feel like it starts to get somewhat impersonal. Also, similar to NYC Resistor, since we have a cap on the number of members, there is sort of a selectivity process, and that, in a way, we feel good about it, but don't feel good about it. The way we feel good about it is because, in our case, we like it. We want to be with somebody that you feel comfortable in your living room. You know, a lot of times you're bringing in valuable tools and valuable things that are your own, and you do want to have this sense that, you know, this person is like a friend or a family member, and that's important, and also that that person is sharing and respectful. So there is a consensus process that we go through in order to determine members, and we will be doing that in Detroit as well. The initial process was more just friends of friends of friends, which I think is somewhat limiting in terms of diversity, which we hope to work out, and still struggling with that. In terms of other decisions, it's also on consensus. I think at Detroit we haven't had an experience where we've had a problem. In NYC Resistor, the only time we did have a situation where we had to span it over a couple meetings because there was so much discussion was actually an insurance issue, where we were deciding whether or not to insure ourselves to accept people under 18 into our space for classes. And that was a really sticky subject because a lot of us really wanted to teach young people in our hackerspace, but we were pretty concerned, given the litigious environment of our country, and particularly New York, that we didn't want a 50-pound oscilloscope to fall on a kid's head.
Okay, well, let's not get into that particular issue at the moment. We're running out of time, and I want to leave time for questions. So, Tech Shop,
so we are a for-profit. We've organized. We're in a unique space in the history of the world. The tool costs to do very powerful, innovative things have come down so far in the last 20 years that we can completely outfit a tech shop for about $500,000. So we believe in the complete democratization of these powerful tools and engines of creation. And in order to do that, we need to attract more than 35 people. We need 300 people in a location, or 500 people in a location to make it work. But the power of having access to all those tools is just absolutely phenomenal, and it creates the community, which we believe is absolutely the most important component of what we're doing. By being for-profit and by going a little bit larger scale, frankly, we're hoping to use the capital markets and attract $300 to $500 million to all of this space and to get these things built out, because every community needs access to these tools.
Yeah, very cool.
We're just all round this out. After creating a few, generally we do like a democratic process, and we have a board of directors. So at HackerSpace and PS1, we have a few board of directors, but they have absolutely no power beyond having the vote that a member has.
Yeah, here.
So basically, we require a 50% to get it to vote, and then everyone has to vote yay or nay on a particular issue. We've never had any real issues at all about that. It's either passes or doesn't pass, and then we deliberate some more. But then again, that works for there, but that's not to say that a different method can work for a different space in the same city. It's not saying that one space for one city. I'd love to see many spaces for many city. And like for Resistor, you need 35. Us, we have like 70 right now. I wouldn't mind having the MSC Resistor style space in Chicago, or a noise bridge style one, because not every space is for every person, as Mitch said earlier.
Incredible projects come from hackerspaces. There's also a lot of just really cool little things that people do. There's also incredibly cool collaborative projects that people do. At Noisebridge, if you turn around and look over there, there's a big balloon floating over there. A handful of people at Noisebridge decided to be part of this notion of sending a balloon in space and taking a picture of the planet. So a few people at Noisebridge got together and did it, and made national news. And if you Google Space Bridge, you'll see a photo of the planet. It's really cool. So just really fast, just name one project that either came from your hackerspace or another hackerspace that you really think is cool.
We're building a balloon too. I think that's actually pretty cool. There's some sort of contest. I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Anyways, so I don't have any. I was impressed with the balloon. Anyways, so I don't have any one specific project, but the thing that is most impressive to me, how consistently I come up and build something new that has started from a conversation. Things happen quickly. Websites get formed. Heart rate sensors get built in like 10 minutes, and then suddenly we've got that tied in, and everybody's.
Yeah, remember, we're keeping this quick.
I know. Okay.
So last week, one of our members built as soon as you go home and delete your Facebook account, you can go sign up on MicroMob. It's a new social site. It's cool. It's hip, and it was made by a dojo member just a few days ago. Noisebridge has SenseBridge, which is a program to enhance and augment human senses. A number of the projects involved with that is the North Paw, which you wrap around your ankle and it vibrates towards the north. I believe they're also working on a few other things like an ultrasound listening device and a keyboard glove. Stuff like that.
Just one.
A lot of hackerspaces are putting their money into filling their spaces with random different large tools. One way that we've been building community is actually focusing on building these tools ourselves. So our group actually jumped into the RepRap project, which is a open source hardware 3D printing model that we've been following. So we've been working on that.
I think a really interesting project that NYC Resistor did wasn't a physical thing, but it was actually a collaborative purchase of a laser cutter, which is a huge investment. But we structured it in a way where we could put the money in and eventually pay ourselves back by selling time on the laser cutter. And actually having that in our space led to some really amazing innovations, one of which probably being the MakerBot. So that was great.
And MakerBot is an outgrowth of people at NYC Resistor. They started making a kit for a 3D printer that now anyone can buy and make.
That's brutal. Only one. So Clustered Systems just picked up a $2.8 million Department of Energy grant for liquid-cooled server cabinets. Two guys by themselves may solve or save 1% of all the energy needed in the United States.
One project actually is a very large community project. Who knows what a Power Wheel toy is? See some hands? See some kids in here? No? All right, Power Wheels toy. I don't know if anyone knows it, but it's a little kid's like 3 to 8 year old toy. It's a little car with a little electric motor. Project that's been born out of Pumping Station 1 is the Power Wheel Racing Series. So basically at Maker Faire Detroit, we're putting on a racing event. It's our second year annual. A ton of hackerspaces are involved where they're modifying Power Wheels to drive at like 30 miles an hour around the Ford test track for Maker Faire. So we have people doing mechanical engineering, electrical engineering, painting, design, software development, but bringing all these spaces together to communicate and collaborate on a one wonderful project.